So carrying on with our August Astro charts, we are now going to silver. Silver on the COMEX, Commodity and Mercantile Exchange, CME Group. So Liz, if you can put the CME Group, please, out till the last day of August.
So August 31st, 2023, 6 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Okay.
So this is the future price. So these are futures and options. This is not the spot price. CME does not run a spot market. Currently, the future price for silver is $24.55. Is it higher or lower in 1 month? At the end of the month.
It's higher.
Is it above 25?
No.
So somewhere between 24.5 and 25?
Yes.
Okay. How has silver done generally this month?
How has silver done generally? Bullish or bearish? Is it bullish? Bearish? I mean, it's flat. It's, you know, are the transits negative or positive? I feel like the transits are negative.
Okay.
It's just, you know, with silver, we get this before. Yeah.
Yeah, mainly negative. I mean,
and I'm wondering if the negatives are because it's so heavily manipulated.
well, the transits are the transits. Yeah, I mean, they manipulate price, not transits. So, I mean, silver and gold, especially through the derivative market, the paper market, you know, that's the whole point of it, to manipulate the price.
Yeah. You remember those psychics that were peddling the $600 silver? I mean, and people are like, Liz, can you check if it's going to go to $600, $600? I'm like, not in a, you know, not a snowball's chance in hell will it go to $600. Oh no, Liz, you're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong. It's going to 600. There's going to be an absolute financial collapse in all the markets. The housing market's going to go to zero, and silver is going to go to $600, and gold is going to go to 10,000.
Well, the only way that would happen, there's two ways that could happen. One, the manipulation is out of the silver and gold markets. If gold was allowed to trade freely, it may well get to those kind of numbers quite easily, and so might silver. The other thing, of course, is the complete hyperinflation of the currency, where the $600 silver is the same as $20 silver now. It makes no difference. The currency is hyperinflated so that the buying power, if 1 ounce of silver, let's say it's $25 today, and it buys you 20, let's say bread is $1. So 1 ounce of silver buys you 25 loaves of bread. If the currency in the situation is hyperinflated away, where we have hyperinflation in the currency, which obviously is a complete loss of trust in central government, central bank, and central everything, then maybe it takes $600 silver to still buy the same amount of bread. In other words, it gets you 25 loaves of bread. Yes, it's $600 silver, but the buying power of silver hasn't increased. Okay. If $600 silver happened tomorrow, then you would get a lot more bread for your silver. Well, that's not going to happen. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, silver is still first and foremost an industrial metal, and should always be looked at first and foremost as an industrial metal. Yeah. Most of the silver that's produced, which is a byproduct of mining other things like tin and copper, you know, it still goes in for industrial uses. So very little goes into the money supply. It doesn't help industry if silver is $200, $300, $400, $500 of silver at today's value. It means your iPhones or your electronics, everything will all have to go up, in price.
And what I definitely want to find out is whether it's more beneficial investing in individual car companies like Tesla, Ford, whatever, or if it's more beneficial investing in materials to make these battery operated vehicles. We are going into the age of battery operated cars. We definitely need to do a probe on that. Is it more
beneficial? Liz, we've done one. We can revisit it, but we did do one, if you remember. We did one where, well, I think might have done it for the UK. I think, I don't know. I don't know if it was globally. Yes. But basically, the big push towards electric is a big push, but it doesn't actually work in the end because the infrastructure isn't there. The cost, the buying public don't take it up as much as they should. The infrastructure isn't there for the charging networks and everything. And then, it all dies down and we end up with just hybrids. You have to have self-charging or plug-in hybrids where you still need, a gas or diesel powered vehicle.
Yes, but if they're still manufacturing hybrids, that would probably drive the cost of the materials that are needed to create these vehicles, these hybrids, up.
Yeah, maybe. It's interesting that Toyota have decided not to go fully electric completely, and they are sticking through their various brands to hybrid technology, because they obviously don't believe that this is all going fully electric. I also don't believe it's going to go fully electric. I think there's already starting to be pushback in the UK against it. People are we've got highlights. There was a boat, a ship off the coast of the Netherlands last week, and it had about 3,000 cars on there, and it caught fire. And the initial publicity thing that came out, the news release bulletin, that there were 25 EVs on there, and one or two of them caught fire, and that set fire to everything. It turned out there was about 500 on there, and way more than one or two decided to catch fire, because these things happen. And it's basically burning out the whole boat, the whole ship, and there's lots of Porsches and all sorts of vehicles, high-end vehicles on there that are going to go down. So these things are getting highlighted more and more now, and well, I can only speak for the UK because I'm only really watching what happens in the UK, but there's definitely a pushback against the EVs. I mean, Volkswagen, for example, have shut their EV factory down, shuttered all production for the whole of this month, because not that they make the best EVs or the exciting EVs, they don't, but Volkswagen is a big global brand and they're not been able to sell their cars, so they're having to shutter production. I mean, it's interesting. Yes, we should do a probe on all of that. We should do a lot of probes and things like that, but there's so many things we should do probes on, but we only have limited time, Liz.
All right, we'll stop this one here.